Despite all the rave, this anime seems to have rubbed off a lot of people the wrong way. And while I don't agree with most of the criticism, I do think this anime had a major problem that most people are ignoring because, you know, anime. In Kakegurui, Yumeko Javami, a second-year transfer student, joins the Hyakao Private Academy. This academy is for the high class. This is evident by the blatant absence of classes, let alone teachers, and the insane gambling rules through which hierarchies are made. While other students gamble for money to gain a higher social status in the world or to climb the hierarchical ladder in the school, Yumeko does it for the thrill. Yumeko is an interesting character. She isn't here to grow and realize that gambling is destructive or to spiral down into debt. She has a flat character arc, and it is that constant which poses a challenge to the rest of the characters. On that front, I think she was well written, animated, and voice acted. She is one of the strongest leads I have ever seen, but that can't save her show. Some weeaboos have complained about the rules of the gambling game, which are many since many episodes introduce a new game, which, even if you know the real-life version, they have been altered to give it higher stakes and throw us off balance. It was also said that the portrayal and nature of the games make catching cheaters harder for the audience. But I don't think any of that is true. The explanations are necessary, but they don't necessarily feel boring or anything like that. And if you can't notice someone cheating, sound like a you problem. In fact, the explanations got a lot of flack, which you can't complain that things are complicated and then say there's too much explanation. Perhaps another balance was needed, but I didn't see any such problem. I was never confused nor bored. And then there is the claim that the stakes aren't high enough, which, without ruining the plot, I can assure you that isn't true. Yes, who will win might seem inevitable, but in actuality, it isn't the case. In fact, if you watch the anime with that mindset, you will most definitely find yourself at the edge of your seat. Funnily enough, some complain about Yumeko solving conflicts that come her way with pure luck. From a storytelling point of view, I can understand the knee-jerk reaction. You might want characters to have more agency, but this is a gambling anime. What did you expect? Lastly, some think that the anime was edgy for edge's sake, but with such extravagant stakes as betting your whole fortune or even your life, don't you think tearing off a few nails off your fingers are worth it? Some of the scenes in the anime are so beautifully rendered. I completely understand why the original manga written by Homura Kawamoto and illustrated by Toru Naomura ran from 2014 and is still ongoing, with 13 volumes printed in Gangon Joker and Yen Prince in English. Actually, it even has 20 more volumes of spin-offs by other artists but with the same writer. At the end of the day, I think that if someone really wants to criticize Kakegurui, they don't need to look further than the characters. While their designs are simple yet easy to differentiate, they are children. They are children that are constantly being sexualized. Seriously, I don't understand what is this fascination with anime and manga sexualizing children, especially when the cast could be aged up by a couple of years, because honestly, this could be set in university and you wouldn't have to change anything. So why do we need weird upskirt shots or weird panning shots over girls' torsos? Seriously, that ending song, God. It really is such a pity that this anime did such a good job of portraying a compulsive gambler through Yumeko. While she might seem fun at first, it is with a dawning horror that the reality of her addiction reveals itself. But they had to ruin it by sexualizing kids. Honestly, I don't blame Rotten Tomatoes for giving it a 67%, though I'd agree more with IMDb's and my anime list 7.2 and 7.4 out of 10 respectively. You know, if you don't count the sexualizing of children. And if you can't notice something, and that is, and it is that